Hey there, this is Sean, and in this video, we're going to actually look at how you evaluate your ads properly using broad targeting and dynamic creative. So, what I have is a client account here where they're running a messenger ad to get people to start a conversation to get sold a coaching package. Now, what I have is I have a test campaign or a test ad set going and a test and then a consolidated campaign here ad set. And what I did is I did a breakdown over 7 days to see like what first of all is it's what's earning spend, what's converting obviously, and what actually looks like a top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel ad. And so the first thing we want to do is look at the frequency. The frequency is just how many times a single person gets served an ad. And you can see the copy test, which is this one right here, and I'll expand this out so you can see, is basically got a frequency of about 1.1, 1.2. For some reason, Facebook can't seem to add. But what you do is you just look at this here. What that tells you is about 11 to 12% of the people that are seeing these ads are seeing it more than once. So it's not too bad. When we look at the frequency here, it's got a wide range. It's ranged from 1.05 to as high as 1.3. And it's kind of settling into the 1.19, probably it'll hit like 1.15 range. Now, what you also want to look at is when you think about frequency, it's like, okay, what does Facebook think it needs to do to get conversions? So you can see like the first couple days, this campaign got nothing. And then at like 2, 2, 1, 2. So it started kind of finding its way. Same thing with this one. It started out, spent $41, didn't get a conversion. And then yesterday I got 2 for $25, which is actually what their KPI is. That's what they're shooting for. Now, what we want to look at is what's earning the spend. So right now, this is getting roughly about 2/3 of the spend. So it's still right now, this is still trying to earn its way into the fold in terms of what Facebook believes will actually be a long-term winning ad. Okay. The second thing we want to look at is the CPMs. And the CPMs are not good or bad, despite what people would tell you. They're just telling you where in the funnel that these ads probably belong. So the CPM, if it's like zero, like 1 to $25, it's basically top of funnel. It's a prospecting ad. If it's like 30 to about 59, it's or 30, about 30, 35 to $59. It's a middle of the funnel ad, and then anything above like 60 is bottom of the funnel. So what we're seeing here is that this one is a middle of the funnel ad. It's about $36, but it could change. It could move its way up into a prospecting ad. And this one is pretty much just about a retargeting ad. It's pretty close, right? So it's at $56. Again, it's pretty new, so we'll keep an eye on it and see if it actually stays that way. Okay. Now, the thing that we want to try to do is set up a scenario where we have like maybe 3 ad sets. One is a prospecting, one is a middle of funnel, and the third is bottom of the funnel. And you might be wondering, well, why don't you just set up a retargeting audience? The reason why we don't want to do that is because Facebook already, you can see, is already doing that. There's no reason for us to actually jam up the system and say, okay, no, we insist that you use this audience, even though you kind of already figured it out, right? Now, obviously, the last thing we want to look at is CPA. And as I mentioned, that their target CPA is $25. So we've got some work to do. However, you could see that this has had a couple days, where it was close. This one basically hit it. So right now, we're going to probably leave this alone for the time being because it's moving the right direction. Okay. Now, the next thing we can look at is if we want to evaluate what the ads are actually, the actual text and images and stuff we're using. So the way we do that is we come to breakdown by dynamic creative element image. And what we do is now we can see, okay, this one right here so far has got a better CPA, and it's getting a little bit more of the spend, a little over 50% of the spend. Now you might be wondering, like, well, why is this getting so much spend if it's like twice, more than double the CPA? The reason why that is because Facebook algorithm believes that it's still, it's got some potential, and it probably can drive the CPAs down. You might see what I've seen people do, and I've done this myself a few times, is you'll see like this great CPA, and you'll be like, oh my God, this is it. Like I've cornered it, right? And then you'll eliminate the other ads, and then what happens? It balloons up. And so that's why the algorithm's really, really smart, and you want to kind of, let it trust it to do its thing. The last thing we can look at, so right now we could take this video out, but I don't want to do it quite yet since it's getting so much spend, is to check the text, the copy. So this is when it's the primary text is what we're talking about. And you can see, again, this one has a higher CPA, and it's getting a little more than 50% of spend. So it's kind of split about where it's kind of like, okay, let's see let's see how this plays out. Now, obviously, it's only got 4 conversions and 7 total, so it's not really in a place where we want to, start like taking things out. It's really not there, especially when it's about 50-50 split where what's earning spend. So that right there is, in a nutshell, how you can evaluate your ads. If you have any questions, definitely hit me up. And if you want to get the ultimate ad that is consistent and doesn't fatigue, you got to check out my Forever Ad training. The link will be in the description, and I'll see you there.